What's going on, y'all? What it is. So before we slide into these topics, I would just like to say that I hope that everybody that's watching this video is happy and healthy this morning. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first thing that I want to discuss is this Method Man and Redman situation, because if you guys don't know, they performed at Summer Jam about a couple of days ago and the crowd did not receive their performance well. Now, by the looks of things, you could tell that this was a much younger crowd, and not only by the looks of the crowd, you could tell by the lineup who was performing at Summer Jam that this crowd was going to be a bit younger than a Redman and Method Man, who are 50 plus. So maybe the crowd just wasn't feeling their music. Maybe they were in awe of a real performance, because we're talking about two of hip hop greatest and those guys know how to rock a stage. And so it just was a very awkward thing, and just take a look at it. All right, so you guys just saw that. Very low energy from the crowd. They're not rocking, they're not vibing out or anything. And I kind of felt sorry for Redman and Method Man, but then on the flip side, I don't. And I'm going to tell you why in just a few. Now, Method Man was definitely, in his feelings about this. And he basically said it wasn't their crowd. Thanks again, New York and the whole tri-state that showed up to the event. Plus Pete and Ebro, I got love for you guys, but never again. At this point, the generation gap is just too wide for me. Hashtag never coming back. Now, the reason why I don't feel sorry for Meth and Red is based off of the fact that when you saw the lineup, you should have known better at your big age. You guys are 50 plus, that this crowd would not be rocking with you. I don't know if you guys needed the money. I don't think that you guys do. But at the end of the day, you should have known that this wouldn't be your crowd. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the list of performers that graced the stage of Summer Jam. You got Doja Cat, Scabby Red, Meth and Red, DeVito, T Grizzly, and Offset. So again, looking at this list, you have to know that this was not your setting. KRS-One would never, Big Daddy Kane would never, and a lot of hip hop artists from that era would never step on stage with these young people, right? Now I'm gonna give you guys one name that I think could have got the crowd out of their seat from that era, from back in that era of Meth and Red. I think Busta Rhymes could have shook the house. Now, a lot of people are saying that Busta Bus is looking like a clone these days, but that's a different topic for another day. But I'm saying the real Busta Rhymes that I know definitely has the stage presence, the energy, coupled with a timeless catalog that still stands the test of time to this day. And plus, he rocked that song that he did with Chris Brown, Look at Me Now, and Busta completely ate that song the F up. So let's just keep it real. So I'm pretty sure that collaboration that he did with Chris Brown made the younger generation go investigate his music, and they found other songs that they rock with. Now, I'm not saying that Busta is the only one from that era that could have got the crowd going, but I don't think that Redman and Method Man fit that crowd, even though they're hip hop royalty. It's just pretty clear and evident that this younger generation, especially the ones that were in that crowd, do not know their songs like that, right? Now, I will say that these younger artists that graced the stage at this Summer Jam concert, like Doja Cat and Scabby Red, I don't think that they would do well on a hip hop stage with some of hip hop elites from back in the day, like a Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, MC Lyte, Missy Elliott, and all them. It's a different type of crowd. So, well, let me take that back, because I be seeing 50-year-old women riding around the streets bumping Scabby Red. So I don't know. They may be in the crowd talking about bow, 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 But I would say that Meth and Red need to perform for their generation, and they wouldn't be embarrassed like this. Just perform for the people that are going to appreciate your music. That's it. That's all. But anyway, let's move along, because I want to discuss Jaguar Wright briefly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I'm pretty sure some of you guys have already seen the clips. Well, she sat down with Armand Wiggins, and basically she's making some bogus accusations. I'm not saying that she's lying about it, but she says that there's a tape floating around of Megan Thee Stallion munching down on Nicki Minaj's box. Now, during that same interview, Jaguar also talked about the dynamic between Queen Latifah's relationship with Monifa. I never knew that the two of them had dated, but basically she's saying that Queen Latifah didn't respect Monifa to the magnitude that she should have been respected to, and things like that. Now, what I want to do right here is play you guys a couple of clips of people talking about Jaguar Wright and the bogus claims that she's making, and then I'll be back.
I really wish people would stop interviewing her. You can clearly see something is not right with this lady. Because for the simple fact that she would get online and play with my emotions, saying that there's a Megan Thee Stallion tape out there. I've been on Google, I've been on Reddit, I've been everywhere. Everywhere. But like on a serious note, all this lady do is get on these interviews and you can tell she is going through something. And people just keep putting her on camera for engagement. This lady needs help. You can tell she's a little off. All she talk about is trauma and all this from the 90s and the early 2000s. Like, it really just feel like people just be bringing her on for engagement purposes because they know she gonna say something crazy and they know people gonna eat it up and talk about it. This lady needs help.
I find it crazy that a lot of people give Jaguar Wright a platform anyway, because it is so clear that this woman is like extremely traumatized, mentally ill, and I'm not saying that just because she said something about Nicki Minaj. I'm literally saying this woman tells the camera every 5 to 10 business days about the same 90s tales and the trauma she witnessed and went through over and over. She does like the same version of just like she does the same interview every other month, and people just recycle the clips here on TikTok. Like, she says the same shit. We've seen the same clips. She's talking about the Jay-Z, she's talking about Aaliyah, she's talking about Rihanna. Like, I see these clips all the time, and it's like she's in a different fit telling the same story. But it's just like, y'all feed that lady's delusions. So then when she sees how y'all react, she's like, ooh, let me give y'all more. And she don't be giving shit. Her tea be pissed. Her tea be literal. Sure, some of her Diddy tales and some of her 90s tales regarding Diddy may be valid. But it's like, if a peanut had a conscience, it could tell you the same story about Diddy, whether they were there or not. So I don't really like when she says certain stuff that Diddy did, I'm like, oh, he's a horrible person anyway. I'm not too surprised. At some point, y'all gotta admit this lady reaching. This said Beyonce birthed Solange. Mind you, they're like 5 years apart. Like, are we being serious, bro?
Okay, y'all, let me know if I'm tripping. Jaguar Wright is basically, she's on the podcast room, right? Now, mind you, I don't understand why people don't take the Tasha K getting sued for that almost $4 million seriously, but you know, have at it. Because she's somehow always present when all these disgusting things happen to these people. She's always in the vicinity. And she hasn't went to the authority for any of these allegations that she has been throwing forth on all these blogs that she's going to. Is she not also an accessory to all of this stuff? Because she's saying she witnessed, seen most of it happening. And yet, she's not a part of the problem as well? Am I going crazy?
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, there's been this long-standing battle of tug of war when it comes to Jaguar Wright and the accusations that she brings to the internet regarding these celebrities. A lot of people feel that she could be telling the truth based off of the fact that nobody has sued her yet. And then a lot of people are saying that she's just straight up cap and she's just saying things for shock value. My question would be, even if she's lying about these situations, what would these entertainers and certain celebrities that she has spoke negatively about, what would they have to sue her for? Because apparently she really doesn't have too much, and I'm not trying to be shady here, I'm just keeping it all the way real. What would they get out of suing Jaguar Wright? Now, as it pertains to the alleged video footage of Megan Thee Stallion munching down on Nicki Minaj's box, she's claiming that a blogger by the name of Nosy Ho actually showed her the video. So if you guys know who she is, she's saying that that is where she saw the video of Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj being intimate. So listen, I don't know, I want to know what you guys think. So that is what the comments are for. I want you guys to drop down and let me know. Now, what I want to do right here is move along, because there's some more entertainers in the business being sued for SA+R and things of that nature. You got super talented R&B artist, super talented producer and writer, The Dream, being sued by a woman. You also have Kanye West being sued by his ex-assistant. So guys, what I want to do right here is play you guys some clips, and then after that I'll come back with my commentary to tell you what I think about all of this mess. All right, sit tight and I'll be right back.
up for who's getting sued. The Dream. The Dream is being accused of SA and abuse and everything else under the sun and ex-trafficking. So according to the new lawsuit, Dream is being sued by his former protege. Her name is Shanaz Magro, but she goes by Shania Monroe. I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard of her. So it looks like the Dream was a diddler. Shania says the Dream recorded her SA encounters. He would use the promise to promote her career as a way to abuse her and to force her into you know what. She also alleges that he did try to her and trafficked her. Baby, those some big allegations. Now Shania is hoping that the Dream can be legally punished despite the statute of limitations due to the Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act. I've never heard of that act, but maybe it can help. The law allows people to bring actual assault cases even if the statute of limitations for incidents that allege have expired. Now Shania did put out a statement, and I quote, "What the Dream did to me made it impossible to live the life that I envisioned for myself and pursue my goals as a singer and a songwriter," she said. "Ultimately, my silence has become too painful, and I realize that I need to tell my story to heal. I hope that doing this will also help others to prevent future horrific abuse." Baby, that was a mouthful, and I do understand where she's coming from. So y'all don't get on her and ask her why it took her so long to speak. When people are abused, it is harder for them to come forward. Actually, it's embarrassing. And just to be clear, this is not the first time Dream has been in trouble when it came to abuse. I cannot pronounce her name, so I'm not even going to try. But in 2014, there was a lawsuit claiming that he assaulted his former girlfriend who was 8 months pregnant at the time. The charges were dropped in 2015, and they were under another name. 2024 is showing its The Dream better lawyer up, because baby, you in for a fight. I don't think these women are going to start backing down anymore. I think they're going to go full force on everybody. The industry is being turned upside down, and I'm here for it in a positive way. What do y'all think, peoples?
The Dream is shaking, and y'all, he's in big trouble. So everybody knows Terrius Nash, the famed producer, songwriter, musical extraordinaire, The Dream. He's worked with Rihanna. He's worked with Beyonce. He's worked with literally everybody in the industry. Kanye, Jay-Z. I mean, name a top hitter, The Dream has worked for them. Well, in the wake of all of these heavy hitters in music getting taken down by some SA allegations, I had no idea that The Dream was up next. They're saying that he one of his former proteges. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So this is the artist right here. Her name is Shani Monroe. Now, Shani Monroe is from the Netherlands, and all of the posts that I looked at of hers from different social medias, they all kind of ended around 2016. In the reports, it said that she worked with The Dream around 2015 and a little bit of 2016. Baby, the stuff that they were saying, egregious. Let me tell you some of the stories that she told the press. So this is one of those classic stories of a man with power abusing it. Allegedly, he told this young lady that he could put her on Beyonce's album, give her all this access to the music industry. And not only did he not deliver, he allegedly SA'd her whenever he got a chance. Some of the descriptions of the stories that she told was her getting his hand over her mouth while he held her down and awed her. And he would not stop, allegedly, until she told him that she loved him. Weird, twisted stuff like that. There was a story where she told where they were in a movie theater and he demanded oral from her. She did not want to give him oral, so he made her actually perform the entire act in front of the theater patrons. She said she felt very embarrassed about that. There were times that he had her locked in a hotel room, allegedly with security of his, and he would not let her out. When she would say there's bed bugs in my hotel, he would tell her that she was ungrateful and punish her for that by pushing back her album and not working as hard on her music. She talked about so many encounters, and it made it seem like she was a slave because he's also up against a trafficking charge. Now, the trafficking usually to me means you had other people come mess with her, but it's really when you move somebody like this across state lines. He did this in multiple places according to the reports, and that's what makes it trafficking. This lady's saying that these acts completely broke her, and a lot of them were very, very violent. Some of the stuff in the reports, but he has been reported before for being violent towards a different ex-girlfriend in 2012. I found a violence report that he beat in court of him harming his ex-pregnant girlfriend and actually having his new wife or new girlfriend in the courtroom while they celebrated him getting off for the charge. Here's the article. He's going by a different name, but before he was always known to us as Terius Nash. He allegedly told his ex-girlfriend Lydia Nam that he was going to do her like OJ unalive Nicole Brown, okay? Now, they saying that they could not determine whether this was, he was innocent under a reasonable doubt, so they dropped the case. But I'm sure money was involved. 2010 Dream, that's given fresh out of Umbrella. The money is moneying, okay? This ain't even the Kanye St. Pablo album yet. I mean, the millions are coming in, but what I saw in some reports, they were saying that he harmed, allegedly, Christina Milian when they were together. Now, I know when they were together, they were engaged and he left her or cheated on her with his assistant, but I didn't know he put his hands on her. Those comments were commenting when I read about this story. To me, this is a word to the wise of any man with power. These kind of things come back to you. She technically is outside the statute of limitations for this, but because of a new California law and some of these essays happening in California, she's able to press charges. He is probably going to go down for this because there's a lot of evidence against him and a lot of past tea. If more people come up and are speaking out, baby, he's done for. And I'm telling you, the dominoes are falling all the way around for powerful men that think they can use their power against women that work with them.
Black men, don't ask us to speak up for Kanye. I believe everything that lady said. Kanye is being sued for harassment, baby, and his assistant looks definitely like his... look at her. She looks exactly like his wife. So according to his assistant, Kanye liked to get on the phone while she's trying to have business talk, and he liked to use his hand down under. I wonder how that sounded on the other side of the phone. She also said that Kanye was really obsessed with his third leg. Like the size was important, okay? Very important. She also said that he was really obsessed with her boyfriends. But baby, do you not see you? I don't think he was obsessed with the boyfriends. I think he was mad that one of them boyfriends may sweep you off your feet, tell you don't have to work no more, and then he'd lose sight of those. Because those is what he was worried about. I swear this is a dead ringer for his ex-wife. His wife. Sorry. Well, Kim too. They all look alike to me. Kanye was so obsessed with this girl that he told her that she needed to be more godlike. And she needed to get rid of her OnlyFans. You had an OnlyFans as an assistant? Sorry, that just chimed in. He offered this girl $1 million to not do OnlyFans, and she accepted. Girl, you was smart. You was smart. You was kind. He asked this girl if his you-know-what was racy. At the IST. Is my D racy? What? The conversations he was having with this girl, I believe every fucking thing. And it's not funny. I'm not laughing at it. It's just ironic. Kanye even loved this girl so much, he promoted her to chief of staff, baby, and gave her a $4 million salary. And we knew she was going to change after that. You can't make that shit up. Now, obviously, Kanye wasn't that happy because a year later, in 2022, he gave her the boot. And he told her he would give her $3 million severance pay that she never received. So Miss Lauren Piscata is suing for harassment, wrongful termination, hostile work environment, and of course, wrongful termination. And baby, get your coins. Get them. Kanye, I don't think she's gonna drop this one. Hey, 2024 is doing a thing. Because this right here, I don't think he's getting out of this one.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, The Dream has come out and said that these accusations by Shanazz Man Grow are not true, and he's emphatically denying it. And so when you look at everything in its totality, The Dream does have a history of definitely violating women. So, of course, the courts are going to take that into account. And despite, this being out of the legal whatever parameters of him being actually sued or whatever, there is another avenue that they can actually take to sue him and find him liable for his misconduct. Now, just like the women explained in the clips that I played you all, she can actually sue under the SA Cover-Up Accountability Act. So it seems that The Dream is facing some serious charges. Now, she could be a scorned artist that didn't get what she wanted or get what she was promised by the dream, but at the end of the day, if she's coming with all of these accusations, I think that a smidge of it could be true. Now, what's going to be interesting to see if the dream try to settle this thing out of court and try to pay her some coins, because if he does that, a lot of people are going to deem him to be guilty, just like Diddy when he paid Cassie like within 24 hours. So we'll have to sit back and see what's going to transpire from all of that. But as it pertains to the Kanye West situation, I just think that his ex-assistant wants her money. And basically, once she gets paid, she's just going to ride off into the sunset. Now, what he did to her was still egregious, but it's not to the magnitude of what the dream is being accused of in that particular situation. So I think that with Kanye West situation, just pay the girl what you owe her, and she's just going to go ahead about her business. Now, I will say this about the Kanye West situation. You paid the girl a $1 million salary to get off of OnlyFans, and then you paid her a $4 million salary annually just for her to be your assistant, and you still ain't get the box, which goes to show that all of these women are not moved by money. They have to have some type of connection with you. She was there to do a job. She had no interest in you in that way. And so once you found out that you wasn't going to get it, you fired her. But anyway, I want to hear what you guys think. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.